guys, this is AD and we're gonna talk about inlines and quad roller skates today. Since a lot of you have been asking, I am like bombarded with the questions. How does it feel from transitioning to quad roller skates to inline figure skates? Alright, let's get down to business. A little disclaimer here. I am no professional skater. I am a self-taught skater. I started quads on last year. I started quads last year, May 2020, picking up a new hobby, just wanting to learn how everybody does it. And if you've seen it on social media, it was such a storm. I took it by storm, and I really wanted to try. So I bought my own quad roller skates from Chaser Action Sports because they're the local company over here that sold them. And the boot that I got from them was good enough that I was able to learn more of the basics. So I learned through YouTube, Nicole Fiore, Dirty Deborah, Pigeon Roller Skates, so many YouTube tutorials on quads. But what you'd see in quads more is that they're more for jam and all the basics like spins and all the like. I learned more from Nicole Fiore because I was into the artistic roller skating, the dance rhythm roller skating. I like more what she does and everything. So it really emanates with me in her movements. So yeah. And recently, like I started to join her class last December, where she teaches choreography and then she gives more of the skills class on her website. So I did subscribe to her classes. So that really helped me with all the things that I know with quad roller skating right now. So yeah, just a little disclaimer on that because you might say that I'm someone who does this. No, I'm no figure skater. I just learned through videos. As of the inline figure skates, I've also just got this recently. I got this like around March, and I've been learning through online videos with Coach Hamish and inline figure skating coach Adam Jukes. So I've been watching their videos, most of it, and just trying to figure out how to do all the other stuff that they do on the inline figure skates. So yeah, to begin everything, I got these skates from Golden Horse Skates. So this is the loop boot, and this is the GH Street Magic. If you want to check out, I do have an unboxing of this loop boot, and also this, I have a review of this GH Street Magic. I've been using the quad from GH Street Magic or GH or Golden Horse since February, and I've been using it every day. And so far, I'm still in love with the consistency and the strength of the boot, the ankle support that I get from the boot, and all the likes. I'm able to do jumps here, and I'm able to do a lot of other things here that I enjoy, so I really love my skates. And if you guys want to check out Golden Horse and buy some from them, you can use my code 80 Skates with Love for a 10% discount. And do let me know if you have more questions, and I'll try to answer them and all the likes. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram on FreshFMAdrian, and you can follow me on TikTok, FreshFMAdrian, and so many more like Twitter and all the likes. So I started quad since May 2020. I started inline since March. And what I noticed that I was told that the things that I knew how to do in quads were somehow translatable in doing it in inline figure skates. It's true, partly true, but the difference here is how you deal with the balances and all the edges. The biggest differences that I've noticed is that the edges are way different from each other. It's easier on inlines, it's easier to spin on inlines. It just feels smoother on inlines than doing it on quads. If you guys are coming from the quad roller skates, then transitioning into inline figure skates, the thing that you have to notice is that the movement that you have with this one, for example, if you can start standing up here flat with the four wheels ground on the floor, it's easier for you to just keep your weight centered with just keeping your legs apart together. And the thing here with quad roller skates is that it feels like you're gonna slip from the under if you didn't know how to put your weight properly in all four wheels. So that's something that you have to recognize, because when you transition to an inline figure skates, you don't have that feeling of slipping right under you, because either you can stop your weight from moving, just putting it on inner edge and then outer edge. So there is just that feeling. But from quad roller skates, the difference is also is with edges. With edges of the quad roller skates, you have to adjust the trucks. With quads, they tried quads, and with quads, they feel like you have to make your edge. It's not like on inlines, or ice skates, that you just like tip your weight over and then that's it. It's gonna follow that. With quad roller skates, you really have to press down on the knee, or with that little knee bend to put in the weight where you want to go, and that's where it's gonna go. So the edges that you have on quad roller skates are much more deeper than the things that you're gonna do on inline figure skates. So with the quad roller skates, I'm able to do a certain amount of stuff like 2 foot spins, the basics, edges, left, outer, inner, few turns, all the likes. I'm able to do that on quads, and it really took a lot of my power to do that, to do all those edges. It takes a lot of precision to actually just move on with that. And yeah, actually with quads, I incorporate a lot like dance, jam, and artistic roller skating all into one program if I want to just dance it out and just feel everything. So I find myself expressing myself freely and more with this kind of setup with the quad. So what I love about the inline figure skates is that it really makes you feel like you're an ice skater. Well, they say that this is the closest one that resembles the feeling on ice. So this is a what I felt about this is that it's a little limited. The movements that I can do are not like so jammy. You know what I mean? I can't really dance too much like jam, crazy legs. I can't do those things on inlines. But what I do appreciate about the inlines is that it's so easy to do the edges, and the fact that it's so easy to do the edges, I actually lose control of my weight placement whenever I move from one edge to another. So that was the struggle for me because with quads, it had to be like more, and this one I have to be lessening it and then more on the control. Because with quads there was power and control at the same time. This one I can't put too much power because if I do I'll fall off and I'll lose control. So I had to like take a few minutes of a buffering. Like it took me around 15 to 30 minutes to warm up on these skates and figure out how the edges feel like so that I'm able to do a lot of the stuff that I used to do on quads. The things that I have to keep in mind whenever I use my inlines are so different when I do it with quads. Different in the sense that quads, I don't really think about more of the edge because it's easy for me to just like hold it. I focus more on holding the edge on the quads. Now here I focus more on like balancing myself so that I don't fall off my edge. Oh, tell me, the spins on inlines are so centered and I love it. Like when you mean centered, when you try to spin, you have to spin like a stick like this. And on quads, it takes me a little time to adjust. And actually, the spin on quads feel a little slower than I do on my inlines. So I really enjoy the spinnings on inlines. Now let's get to the toe stop. The toe stops are actually similar. This is also metric toe stop. And I've been able to do jumps here. What I didn't like about doing jumps on inlines is that it was so scary to land on this one. And I heard that I have to land from the toe stop downwards. It was just so scary. And now I had to learn how to just like land on the edges on inlines, which I kind of got after a few. But with quads, it was easier for me to just land flat front. It's not good to land flat, but it's just easier for me to just like get my balance when I land flat on the wheels or just like flat then edge it out. So those are technical stuff that you have to learn from classes and not me. All right, but if you just really want to get to know the feel, this is how I explained it and this is how I understood it with my head, how I adjusted to the whole thing. What you have to take note of whenever if you're gonna try inlines to quads, quads to inlines, the basic difference that I noticed more was on the edges and all the balances. So if you guys want to learn them both at the same time, you would have to like take the time to buffer for at least 30 minutes to warm up on edges if you haven't used one boot or the other and all the like. So that's what I recommend you to do, to take the time to learn all the edges again, feel and warm up, because if you don't, you'll actually just have a bad day skating. Okay, so with that, I don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions, and also the notifications bell to know if there are more videos. But if you guys have any thoughts and things that you want to learn on quads and inlines, I'd be happy to try and make a tips or a tip video, the things that I do that make it work for me so that you can also try it out. But for now, I'll show you more of a video again on how I do some of the skills on inlines and some of the skills on quads. So I'll see you again later and goodbye. Let's see you at the park. Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Here I am outside our court trying to show you about the differences between quads and on inlines. Right now I'm wearing my GH, Street Magic quads. So I'm gonna show you how it feels like, not really how it feels like, I'm trying to describe to you how it feels like doing other skills, the differences between edges and all the likes. So stay tuned as I show you more of a clip on how I deal with all those. All right, so thank you so much and keep on watching. So we're gonna do our edges first, our outer edges and inner edges, and then 3 turns and some spins on quads. So again, I want to show you how the balance on quads are. I feel centered on this one, hip distance apart. It feels cooler or stable here, but then the feeling if I try to shift it, I might fall backwards or whatever. That's how different it feels like. When you're in inlines, you just kind of like put the wheels edges together and it doesn't make you feel like you're gonna slip up from under you. So let's go with our edge. So we're gonna go key position and then go deep into our edge. If you can see it down below. I'll show you more of a close-up later. That was our outer edge. Now we're gonna go inner edge. Inner, holding it, holding, and holding. One more, I'll do another outer edge. Outer, 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 outer edge. And now we're gonna go inner, inner, inner edge. If you can see, I'm really digging in the weight for the quads. 3 turns. Let's try the differences on 3 turns. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish with 3 over here and open it out over there. That is the left, outer, forward, 3 turn. Let's do it again. Left, outer, forward, 3 turn. So there is a little bit of a lag when it comes to that you're gonna need to just switch out the wheels from under you. You're gonna go slightly sliding your outer edge to an inner edge. So that's a lot of things you have to consider when you're switching from quads to inlines. Now I'm gonna do an inner edge to an outer edge 3 turn, right inner to right outer. So let's do it. And one more, inner edge and out. So if you can see, there's a little hop. So sometimes if the surface isn't too slippery for you to slide the 3 turns, it's kind of hard to do it on quads. You kind of have to lift and learn how to shift your balance. Okay, now for our spins. Whew, let's have our spins. We're gonna do our left inner back. So it means you're gonna have to go switch it up over here. Left inner back. Now again, from here onwards, I'm going to switch and spin on my inner edge. Now, let's try our right inner edge. Whew, and that's it. I'm not so good with that. I'm so sorry. Let's do it again. There you go. I'm not so good with the spins yet because I'm learning it. But the differences between the quads and the inlines is that the quads, you have to put more effort onto those edges. Okay, so let's get on with inlines. I'll show you it again later. And again, so now I'm wearing my inlines. If you can see, I'm just gonna go move back. And I'm wearing my inlines. Okay, so let me get with you on the ground rules or how it feels like for me right now. So earlier I used my quads for a good 30 minutes and there was an adjustment period for me because I was standing on 4 wheels. And it feels really cool because I get to mobilize, I get to do a lot. With those quads, I get to like do strut and everything. So there are a variety of movements I can do. But there are also a lot of movements that are restrictive, like edges and all. The edges are more, it needs more power, it needs more effort to do so. Like now you see I'm wearing my inlines. I'm standing in the middle of the no edge or anything. But if you're gonna stand on inlines, this is how it feels and looks like. And you just literally feel the difference from quads and this one because you know that this is in a motion that it's stop, standing up, you're like this, it's solid, stop. But when you're on quads, there are certain moments if you shift your weight over here, you're gonna go roll over that area. Now this one, that won't happen with you because you cross it out, you're just gonna knock me and stop. Also the same way as this, it's not gonna make you slip right under your feet. Now let's zoom back up to me. All right, so I'm going to do some skills with you because I told you the difference between the inlines and the quads are with edges and some of the things that I do on edges. If you can see, if you can check out the video earlier with quads, you'll see how much effort I put into my edges while I won't be putting too much effort on my edges here on inlines. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with a key stop, a key, and edge. You see how much weight, if I put too much weight on that, I actually fall off. So you can go I have to control it. The control is there. Less much on the power, more on the control. Unlike with quads, it's power and control. Now I'm gonna move with an inner edge. Let's try it out. Again, move with an inner edge. I'm gonna go trail another inner edge. Now, we're gonna do our 3 turns. Let's see if I can do my three turns here nicely. So you're gonna go outer and inner. You see, there wasn't much effort. There was just like a slide for me. I love doing it on inline. So it's gonna go slide, slide. Now we're gonna do the right inner outer. Again. Alright, so let's get down with the spin. So with quad roller skates, there are left inner back, right inner front. There's so many kinds of spin on different edges, but I don't know what the equivalent is on inline figure skates. I only know how to spin on inline figure skates, doing it with the toe stop and the first wheel in the middle of that. So what I do is I start with a 2-foot spin. I practice my 2-foot spin, holding my center, which I find it easier on this one and faster. See, I can hold it for a much longer period of time. Woo, that got me dizzy. Now we're gonna do it with 1 foot. Let's try it out, okay? 1. See, if you can see, I stood up on the toe stop, between the toe stop and the first wheel.
Back in the time, yeah, back in the time when you and I were something. It was back in the time, oh yeah.
Alright, I hope that helped you in deciding if you're going to switch to quads, to inlines, or do both at the same time. But I don't suggest doing both at the same time because you have to master one before you master the other. So I am at the dilemma of which one I would want to go for. And I'm leaning into inlines more because I enjoy doing the whole artistic roller skating stuff. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching my vlog. If you want to watch more, please click the subscribe, like, comment down below, and the notifications bell to see more of my videos. Thank you so much, it's 80, and hope you're having a great day. Goodbye.